Let's just talk, though, about something that's not so positive, which is what's happening at the other end. And there's so many questions coming in tonight about Harry Maguire. So Irfan says, should Maguire be dropped if Varane is fit after Eric Bayer's performance tonight? Another question here from Matthew. He says, why are Harry Maguire's constant, almost per-game mistakes either glossed over or ignored entirely, I guess I should say? The issue that we've got here is that one player goes off injured and the whole sort of pack of cards collapses for Manchester United.
There's two reasons. There's two reasons why. At the weekend against Spurs, Man United reverted back to a 3, when I've always thought they've looked their most solid, most comfortable when they do that, because they can fall back into a 5 and be compact and hit teams on the counter-attack as well. There's safety in numbers there as well. And with Varane in there, I think it looked so much more solid. But then Varane goes off in this game. They not only lose their best defender, they then change formation to a 4 at the back, where all season with Varane, they've still struggled. They've still been quite easy to get through. So I think it was like a knock-on effect, a domino effect of a player going off, the formation and the player going away, then hurts them. At this type of level, at this type of club, that shouldn't be that big a problem. It was alarming today to see it, the way it fell away.
You know, the weekend, obviously, big game, Man City, right?
Yeah.
So do you still, if Varane's injured, do you still play with the 3? Perhaps put Shaw in there?
Yeah, I don't care who it is, you play 3, just because I think it's more safety in numbers.
What would you do? Who would you play?
Well, Harry Maguire is lacking confidence at the moment. I'd play Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. He done it last season. He played very well there last season. I think he played himself back into form from that position, playing left side of a 3. I think he's capable of doing it. And what he is, against Man City, there's not going to be a big number 9. He's playing against little, short, small, nimble players. He's perfectly suited for that, Luke Shaw. So I'd play him there. Tell us if he's fit on the left-hand side to play left wing back. But I would play 3 at the back, because that's when they've looked their most comfortable, and it's safety in numbers.
And also, if they could soak up the pressure, you know that Man United can hit teams on the counter-attack. You know they're capable of doing that, especially late on in games. They bring on Rashford and Greenwood as well. Yeah. They can definitely play that way, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to talk about Paul Pogba as well. Again, lots of questions coming in about Paul. James says Maguire and Pogba should be embarrassed, not good enough once again. Greenwood came on and put a shift in. By was class, but one man comes on to save the day once more. And Mark asks, why is Pogba not as consistent for United as he is for France? So we had a long chat, you were obviously doing the other game, but Paul Scholes was basically saying he needs someone there talking to him all the time, telling him exactly what to do. The question is who in this United team, apart from Ronaldo, does that? But if you're a French football fan and you see him play for France and you tune into Manchester United, you'd be scratching your heads at why you see such a different player for United. How can that be?
I don't know. It's that question that can't seem to be answered at the moment, because I think Paul, honestly, with himself would say, has he delivered in a Man United shirt consistently yet to the level that he expects from himself? I think he'd be honest in saying he probably hasn't, or he hasn't. And you look for the reasons why. And I remember before the World Cup, when they won the World Cup, I think it was the game before they went into the World Cup, he didn't play particularly well in that game and he got dragged off. Or he was made sub in one of the games leading up to the World Cup. And it was a real statement move from Deschamps. Then he goes in and plays really well in the French team and they win the World Cup. And you think, is there that nudge, that jolt happening when he's in a red shirt from either someone on the pitch in the dressing room or from the management? Maybe that's something that's needed, that fear factor that, listen, if you don't perform, you ain't going to play. You ain't going to keep getting chances.
He isn't playing now, though. You know, he's not in favour, is he?
And also, I think there's been a lot of... I think McTominay was brilliant, you know, the last few games. But there's always been that thing that Fred and McTominay aren't good enough, right? You've got a World Cup winner who plays central midfield who still can't get in the team. Why is that? I mean, he's got to be asking questions of himself. You know, I don't think it's... You can't keep relying on things, or like Paul said, people need to tell him all the time. Like when is he going to take responsibility for his own performance? And you know, he's not been as consistent as he has been for France. And why is that? He's got to ask himself the question.
Concerned about the weekend?
Yeah, Varane not being fit. But I think you'll see a different Man United. I think there'll be a humble Man United against Man City, because they'll respect them completely, because they understand what they're against. They know that animal they're playing against. They know that Man City have lost at the weekend. Yeah. Probably the worst time to play someone like Man City. I always used to feel the worst time to play us is after we've lost a game, because we're not looking to lose 2 in a row. And I think that's the same with this City team. They've got that mentality. Pep won't be looking to let them lose 2 in a row and fall back in the title race. So I thought that Palace result of the weekend was the worst result for Man United, and the injury to the Varane today, I think, has harmed them a little bit. But Man United, like with Ronaldo, with Cavani, them two up front, they're always going to have an opportunity to score goals and be in games.
And let's just remind ourselves, win away in the next match day, Man United through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. So.